India and China held talks on a potential breach of airspace, India's airspace, and how to avoid it. Vishnu has more details. Vishnu, what are the details of this? Because breaching of airspace is something which hasn't come up recently, given the fact that India and China are still trying to resolve intrusions and of China breaching India's version of the LAC on the ground.
Well, breaching of airspace, Sonia, is an act of war. If you come inside, then you get shot down. That's the way it works. However, in Ladakh, on the line of actual control, the LAC is not defined, which is why there are differences in perception. On the 25th of June, there was a Chinese fighter which actually flew very close to the line of actual control. Whether it breached into airspace we consider our own or not, we don't know. But what has happened now is that on Tuesday, senior Indian Air Force officials were part of military talks in Ladakh on the ground with their Chinese counterparts saying, look, we just cannot afford to have a misunderstanding on a situation like this. Remember, for the last couple of months, the Chinese have been holding very major exercises in Tibet that involves a very large air component as well. They've been upgrading their airfields, as you can see on your screen over there. The bottom line over here is that we don't want the air forces of India and China anywhere close to each other. There used to be a ground rule, it's still there, that don't fly within 10 kilometers of the line of actual control. The problem here is nobody really knows, or the Chinese don't really know where the line of actual control is. That's because it's undefined. But the fact that you've got aircraft in close proximity, India wants to ensure that there is no airspace violence, airspace entry by the Chinese, which is why this is taking place now, these talks.
Of course, I mean, the fact that the LAC, though, as you said, not clearly demarcated, but it's very clear which side belongs to which. Both sides have stayed to their areas. So Chinese, in that sense, provocation coming in the recent days, recent weeks. Why is it happening at this time? And does India see this as part of a larger Chinese strategy?
So the Chinese have violated the line of actual control. They are well into Indian territory in Depsang. They have entered into areas, for example, in Galwan earlier. They'd gone back after that. But even in the Hot Springs area, there hasn't been, the Chinese have not gone back. So they are well inside our perception of the line of actual control. On the 25th of June, what happened is at 4 a.m., there was a fighter aircraft of the Chinese, a J-11 fighter aircraft, which actually flew possibly over our soldiers or in their vicinity or right about the LAC. Now, which part of Ladakh has never been identified. And the aircraft that you see on your screen is a Mirage 2000. It's believed to be one of the Indian Air Force aircraft, which was actually used in scramble. They scrambled these fighters to actually approach the Chinese in case there was a further incursion which took place. Fortunately, it didn't. So was it deliberate by the Chinese to test our defenses, or did they in fact want to make a particular statement over there, or was it a mistake and they went back? We don't want this situation to happen. It's our airspace, and we need to tell the Chinese where we believe it is to ensure that military aircraft don't come anywhere close to it.
Right, Vishnu, so very important story there. Thanks for updating us on that.